Good evening, and welcome to WIOX. I'm Arnie Schwartz, the host of Talk of the Town.
And I'm Carol Schwartz, host of Even the Score. Welcome to a special edition of our shows on WIOX Community Radio, 91.3 FM in the Catskills and from the Catskills on WIOXradio.org, simulcasting on MTC Channel 20.
Tonight, we are pleased to bring to you Summer Shortcuts 10, Part 2, for four new 10-minute plays presented by the Open Eye Theater of Margaretville, New York.
Even in this time of COVID-19, we have an opportunity to bring live theater to you on the radio. Amy Brockway, Artistic Director of the Open Eye Theater, is our moderator. Good evening, Amy.
Good evening, Arnie and Carol, and thank you for inviting the Open Eye Theater and Summer Shortcuts 10 to be guests on your programs. This is the 10th year that the Open Eye Theater has produced Summer Shortcuts, a program of 8 10-minute plays selected by a team of readers and myself from submissions sent in from all over the United States.
Can you hear me?
And way beyond.
I can hear you now.
It's the first year
Unless you have something
that
else
we
to
have
say.
produced
Turn your
Summer
video off.
Shortcuts in collaboration with WIOX Radio in the Catskills. And that makes this a very exciting event for us. During this time of COVID-19 pandemic, we are able to continue our work with playwrights and actors, developing and producing new works to do it socially distancing and yet together. Our technical consultant, Carl Bloat, is here to share some thoughts about the rich heritage of radio theater. Carl, can you join me on the screen and talk a little bit about history?
Hello, Amy, I'm here. Thank you. How exciting is this? We're doing radio, we're doing TV and theater. You know, I fell in love with radio when I was young. I heard a lot of replays of great radio theater. They used to call it radio plays, and we're doing radio plays now. It's pretty exciting to me. This is very revolutionary, and for those of you, don't go away. Don't go away, man. I saw the rehearsals. This is a great evening of radio plays. You know, radio peaked in the 40s and right up to the 1950. Before TV came in and kind of kicked it away. And the radio plays were like, they were like part of the American culture. People used to run home to watch their favorite show at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock, because out in the rural areas, they didn't have Broadway. You know, we have Broadway here on the East Coast, so we saw real Broadway plays, but the plays on the radio were just magnificent. They were all some of the top actors and actresses that our nation had created. But then, you know, 55 came around, TV came around, and as they say, video killed the radio star.
But they came back.
It's back. We're here.
We are back.
Unbelievable, Amy. I had some favorite shows. I know you had some favorite radio programs. And,
I did. But
yeah.
tell me yours.
I liked, you know, Buck Rogers, Flash Gordon, Captain Midnight. I like the science fiction stuff.
Yeah, the boy stuff.
Boy, I was a boy, yeah.
Well, how about Baby Snooks? Did you ever listen? Did you ever hear any of the old Baby Snooks shows? Or
No, why don't you hum a bar?
and of course Jack Benny and Fibber McGee and Molly.
McGee and Molly, yeah.
Who doesn't remember Fibber McGee's closet when he opens the door?
Right, and even if you don't, even if you never saw the closet, it's been used 1,000 times in TV, film, and theater. It's a classic.
It is.
But we got some classics here tonight.
I think so. I'm very, very happy with the plays and excited to have the world get a chance to hear them. So here we go. Huh? Tonight we're going to perform part 2 of the program, and it's 4 brand new 10-minute plays, one from Manhattan, New York, one from Morristown, New Jersey, one from Seattle, Washington, and one from Paradise Valley, Arizona. I find in the plays there are threads of isolation and strong relationships that run through all of them. And there's humor mixed with sadness and loss. And I think these plays prove that we really are all in this together. After each play is performed, you're going to meet the actors, the director, the stage manager, and the playwright in conversation with Arnie and Carol and me. And the stage manager will join us too, and you'll learn some things about what brought the play into being on the page, and then on the air and on your screen. At the end of the program, we'll all gather back together for further comments and the curtain call. And now I want to introduce our stage manager, Darlene DeMailey, who will introduce each of tonight's 4 plays. Hi, Darlene.
Hi, Amy. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for having us here on WIOX Radio. Our first play tonight will be Buttercup's Lament, written by Julie Weinberg and directed by Marge Helenchild. The characters are Buttercup, a ginger tabby, Peanut, a smaller brown and white part Siamese kitty, played by Beth Scher, and Buttercup is played by Mac Oliver. And then there's the cat's mother, who is played by Marcy Thorne. Lights up on a New York City apartment occupied by the 2 cats and their mother.
No!
No, no, no. Oh my God. How many times do I have to tell you not to eat that plant? Are you chewing? Spit it out now. I don't know what I'm going to do with you. You're going to make yourself sick. Then we'll need to go to the vet. The vet? You want that? Believe me, we don't want that.
It's not fair. Please stop talking. I'm losing my mind. I beg you.
That took me.
I'm tired. Let me sleep. You sleep like all the time. Yeah, I know. Please, give me 5 minutes. Afraid my schedule's packed. Go. Gotta go back to bed. You think I look this good without my beauty sleep? Please, buddy, I need to talk to you. All right, already. So talk. Don't leave the apartment. So? There's things I need to do in private. Like what? I need to eat that plant next to that noisy thing she watches. It's called a television. Whatever, genius. So go eat it and leave me alone. I have to sleep. No, it's impossible. She's glued to that noisy thing and she's so mad. Yeah, I noticed there's a big fat guy with ugly orange fur who's there talking all the time now. You know, he looks like he could be your father. She hates him. He can't be my father.
Sweeties, sweeties, I have dinner for you.
I'm on strike. Not gonna eat that food. Me either. I hate that dry stuff. What happened to our little Frizzy's gourmet turkey and giblets? Yeah, see? She needs to go shopping. Why won't she go out? I don't know, but you're right. It's a little weird. Tomorrow? When's that? It'll get light again. Then she'll give us some food and some treats, and then maybe she'll go to work. Okay, problem solved. Let me go back to sleep. But I need to eat that plant. I need it now. You, my friend,
have a situation.
Yes, yes. You don't see it. She never leaves the living room, and she never, ever goes out anymore.
Bless your heart. You can take the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boy. You miss that sweet country grass.
Like you're some kind of New York City slicker gourmet.
I'm sorry, but a house pot and a plant and a pot, you might as well be feral. You know what? Why that plant tastes so good?
Why?
Because it makes you throw up.
That's not why. It tastes delicious.
Butter, you want to throw up, don't you?
Stop that.
What?
You're doing something. You're hypnotizing me with those blue Siamese eyes.
No, I'm telling you the truth. You eat that plant and it makes you throw up. You probably have hairballs. Let me look at you.
Look at what?
Aha! Like I thought. You're licking yourself bald down there. You've developed a nervous condition and it causes hairballs.
Okay, so what? I eat that plant and I throw up and it feels good. Okay? I like to throw up.
I'm sleeping 24/7. You're bonkers over a plant. Something's wrong with us. But you've got to stop, or she'll never go out. She's afraid to leave you alone with that plant. And your problem becomes my problem, because if she doesn't go out, we'll never, ever get our little Friskies gourmet turkey and giblets again. Oh my God, and my special treats.
Yeah, those are good.
They're good.
They sound good.
You've been eating my treats.
No idea what you're talking about.
I am 50% purebred Siamese, and I get Fancy Feast gourmet treats to protect my sensitive and beautiful blue eyes. They're not for you.
I know.
You keep eating my treats and you're headed for bulgy eyes with whitish bags underneath, like your TV daddy.
Okay, I hear you. Please, Peanut Buddy, how do we make her go out now?
How do we make her do anything?
We make that sound like we're dying?
Go ahead.
But then she'll come in here.
Yeah. And when she comes in here, I'll stay and distract her, and you can go eat the plant and vomit your brains out. Then tomorrow, she'll go out.
You do that for me.
Maybe if
I give you my toys? If I let you sleep all day? Okay, I won't eat your treats.
aha, an admission of guilt.
France in the hospital? Oh, no. I guess they seem okay, but I don't know. They're not eating their food, and Buttercup just won't stop eating that plant. Oh, and Peanut, she's always been so sensitive. I think she's sleeping too much. Yeah, I guess the same as usual, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I heard about that lion. What a shame. Aren't they beautiful?
What happened to the lion? Do you think we know him?
I don't know. Uncle Eddie had a relative in the Bronx Zoo.
I have a bad feeling about this.
About us?
About Mom. Stuff is going down. I don't know what exactly, but everything's off. Not normal. What if something happens to her?
Like what?
I think her friends are getting sick. They go to see doctors and never come home. Don't you hear her on the phone? She's upset.
Oh no, what happens to us if she goes out and never comes back?
And what about her? I love her. I know she's not always the sharpest can opener in the drawer.
Yeah. Remember that time she built that cat tree? That was stupid.
It was stupid because you were too fat to climb it.
That's enough. Let's go, buddy. I'm going to mix you up.
Give me a second. She's putting on her boots.
Finally, she's going to go out. But what if she doesn't come back?
I'm scared.
Her backpack's in here.
She's running our way. Assume the position.
Oh, how are my little babies? Oh, you sweeties. You have no idea what's going on, do you? It's not good out there. People are sick. But it's okay. They say not too many cats have it. Besides, cats have 9 lives, right? I need to go out and get your food, and I know you like that gourmet stuff. I'm not sure I'll be able to find it. Oh, I'm so tired. And I really don't want to go out there. So maybe I'm a little scared, but it'll be okay. Oh, how weird. Sometimes I think you guys understand me. All right, no time like the present.
Meow. Meow.
Oh,
Meow.
it'll be. Don't cry. Don't cry.
Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow.
Meow!
I won't go out now. We have enough food for at least a day or two. And I bet you'll eat that dry food if you get hungry enough. Oh, I'm so glad my babies are here with me and that you love each other so much. All right, I'm gonna make us something to eat, okay?
Phew. She's not going out there. Good job.
You too.
You'll eat whatever she gives us, right?
No problem. We can't let her go out. We have to take care of her.
Every cat has a job to do.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Well, sweeties, come try this food. I put some chicken broth on it and I warmed it up for you.
You like that?
No, but I'm gonna eat it.
Me too.
Listen to me. I'll sleep on her stomach tonight. She loves that. She won't move. If you're quick, you can have a little salad, but don't overdo it. One hairball at a time.
Peanut. Thank you. You're a genius.
I know. How do my eyes look?
Very blue.
The end.
Oh, such fun, such fun. Okay, could Julie Weinberg, the playwright, join me, and director Marge Helen Child, and Marcy and Elizabeth Schur and Mac Oliver come back, and Darlene, and of course, Carol and Arnie, please join us. What fun to start off with. I was thinking about this. I want to get to Julie right away, but I couldn't help thinking that I happen to know that the actors who are playing Peanut and Buttercup and Marcy, who is the kitty's mom, they're all dog people. They don't have cats. But they seem to know about cats. So Julie, I'm just going to let that sit, and let's go to you, Julie.
Sure.
Talk about what made you write that. Do you have cats that made you do it?
I think more than anything, COVID made me do I sort of like it was refusing to succumb. I was gonna keep writing, even though I didn't feel well. And I've had cats for years, and I find them inspiring because I
So,
talk to them, and I feel like they're talking back, even though I can't hear them.
and you actually had COVID.
I did.
Oh, wow.
I
So do you have cats now, and did they try to help you feel better?
I think cats kind of know what's going on with you most of the time.
Yeah, I
But,
think
I
so
think
too.
your animals are pretty intuitive.
Yeah,
You don't
I think
always
so
see it,
too.
but I think they are.
Yeah.
And I think we talk to them, especially in all this isolation.
Hmm.
We're so alone. I have conversations with myself, but alongside that, I have conversations with animals. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, did you write it all in one sitting, or did you work on it for a while?
I probably wrote most of a draft, and then I went back and rewrote it 1,000 times. There's no such thing as one sitting for anything.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Well,
want to applaud the actors.
Yes.
yeah,
They did a great
definitely.
job. What happened to Marcy? Where is she go?
Oh, here. Sorry.
Okay.
Well, you certainly made me laugh, Julie. Marge, talk about directing this play.
I don't think I mentioned before when we were just kind of going over this that I do know Julie from we work together at the Actors Institute. So I'm really happy to be able to direct one of her plays. So thanks, Julie. And
March.
this play is really sweet. And it really encompasses so many feelings of this period that we're in right now, especially early on. I think when you were more into the COVID, I know for myself, the first 3 months were very difficult. So, so many of us have been locked in our homes, locked because we want to be there for the safety of ourselves and others. And who do we have there? Many people I know are by themselves. Some people have their animals, which is fortunate. So the value in this and how we can save ourselves and how we can make the best life we can in the predicaments we're in and not choose to fall down the rabbit hole or wherever that might take you. So the more I got into the play, the more joyful I felt and the more playful this could be with a deep sentiment. And that's kind of the kind of work I like to do. The other plays that are coming up are beautiful plays. The character development is really well, but I love the characters of the kitties. They have feelings, they express their desires, their love, their affection for their owner and vice versa. And it works really well. It's simple in a beautiful way and profound in a way we can comprehend. So I enjoyed that.
I loved the relationship between the two cats. They seem to know each other's
They
flaws.
I believe they know each other well.
Well, that's possible that they have worked together before. Elizabeth and Mac, I don't care which one of you speaks first, or meows first, but talk about becoming these cats.
I guess I had a little bit of a head start having worked with Marge before and Scuffy the cat. And they're really smart. Animals are smart. They're sensitive. They know that we have feelings. And it was special. I'm glad I was included in this and got to do the role. It was really great.
And I think that the experience I had alone with my two dogs really helped inform me of that bond. And my they follow me everywhere now. We are so bonded. And so I really appreciate that about the play, that it hit home with that. And I don't think I would have survived the isolation up here without them.
Yeah, and it
Right.
was just you and the two dogs for a while, right? I
Yeah.
heard a comedian the other day. I want to interject this because it just tickled me. So he said that it had gotten to the point where, at first his dog was really glad to have him home all the time. But it's gotten to the point now where the dog is saying, "Aren't you ever going to leave so I can get into the garbage?"
Mm.
Oh, Marcy, where did you find these two cats?
Oh, I needed somebody, so I wanted to get these two cats. But I thought the play, with the pandemic, it's so negative, but it turned a negative into a positive. Like, you have to find something to make it positive or you'll go crazy. So the cats, helped me through it. And then, not getting their food. Oh, I really got to go out. But, I made something. All right, I'm not going to go out. It was like you have to turn it into something else, I guess. At the to
You
make
do the best you can there.
it the best you can.
Oh, Darlene, thoughts?
I think this play is adorable. Thank you for writing it, Julie. And I think Beth and Mac are just adorable together as the two cats. They really are cute. And as Mac said before, he's played cats, so it was a natural for him. And Marcy is a mother, so it was a natural for her.
Yeah.
And she, in the past, has had pets and can appreciate the bond between the pets and the owners of them. I
Yeah.
liked it very much. Very cute.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
I want to ask Julie, are you better? Are you over the COVID? What's your situation now?
I'm hopefully over it. I mean, I've been over it officially for a while.
Okay.
The question, of course, we all have is, can you get it again? And we don't
Yeah.
know the answer to that.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're glad you're over it. Was it a long period of time that you were?
No, I don't, on and off. It felt like a long time, but it was probably 3-4 weeks, but it's a long time.
A long time.
It's a long time. Yeah. Well, thank you guys. Where are Carol and Arnie? I asked them to join us. And I don't see
Amy,
them.
please start our video, please.
Oh, well, can't you start it?
I tried.
The host has to stop.
There they
There they
are.
are. There they
Hi,
are.
thank you. Thank you.
So
thank you.
Carol and Arnie, I'm sorry we weren't looking at you this whole time, but thoughts about this play?
Well, it's interesting that we've had many cats for our daughters over the years, and their relationship with the cats far exceeded mine, because I'm the one who did most of the cleanup, unfortunately. The other thing is that our friends who had cats, we would go to their house and they had no children, but they were able to communicate with these cats in ways that I had never seen before. And I know those cats talk to them.
Uh-huh.
So,
Well, this was a very visual play, although I think on the radio it could still tell the relationship with the cats, but there was such wonderful facial expressions and reactions that I hope a lot of people got to see it on the MTC.
Yeah, and it is being recorded, or was being recorded, and the recording will be available on our website and on Vimeo in I don't know, a week or two. And we'll let the world know when that's available, and then we can all go and look at it again. So,
Great.
all right. So, Arnie and Carol, you've got some business to take care of, I think, and we need to go away and let you do that.
yes, you are listening to WIOX Community Radio at 91.3 FM in the Catskills and from the Catskills at WIOXradio.org. Also on MTC Cable Channel 20. Hosts Arnie and Carol Schwartz are bringing you a 2-hour talk of the town and even the score. Tonight presenting Summer Shortcuts 10-minute plays from the Open Eye Theater in Margaretville, New York. Here's our stage manager, Darlene DeMay.
Thanks, Arnie. Our second play this evening is Together Alone, written by Richard Warren, directed by Frank Canavan. The time is the present. The place is an art museum gallery. The characters are Alex, played by David Danziger, and Kimberly, played by Michelle McCow.
What do you think?
What?
What do you think?
Are you speaking to me?
What do you think of the painting?
I think it means whatever you want it to mean. It's abstract.
Like life.
Yes, like life. I like abstracts. They evoke emotion, but nothing more. Nothing real.
Are you familiar with Kandinsky?
Familiar?
Familiar with his work?
Oh, you mean his concept of inner necessity.
You do know your Kandinsky.
The inner beauty, the fervor of spirit, the deep spiritual desire.
Not to mention the unlimited freedom.
Ah, yes, the unlimited freedom, born of inner necessity.
There you have it. We're back at inner necessity.
Well, everything's inner necessity, don't you think?
You come here often?
That old line?
It's that old question.
Well, then, the answer to that old question is yes, I come here often. It's my escape. But your very old line did lower the level of conversation.
Are we engaged in a conversation?
Well, don't you want to be?
Are you talking unlimited freedom?
You're married, is that it?
No, not really.
Not really?
I was.
And?
I was, and she died.
Oh. I'm sorry.
About 7 months ago. About 7 months ago. Although sometimes it seems like yesterday, and sometimes it seems like forever. And sometimes it all seems like a bad dream.
How are you doing with it?
Okay, fine, I guess. It was a long time coming, so it wasn't a surprise. More like a relief, letting go. You know what I mean?
What was her name?
Karen.
Did you love Karen?
Oh, yes.
Did she know that?
I'm sure. Always special treats and little surprises and flowers, always lots of flowers. She loves flowers.
Did you tell her you loved her?
All the time, every day.
Then I'm sure she died happy.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure she did. Trust me.
She was a painter. She loved Kandinsky, one of her favorites. Are you married?
I live alone.
Not now, or not ever been?
I said, I live alone. I used to paint.
No.
Absolutely, I did. It was my escape.
I'd love to see your work.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Really, I'd love to, you know, sometime.
I don't know if that's possible. What is it about Kandinsky?
I think it's got to be that every individual form is the delineation of a surface by another one. It possesses an inner content which is the effect it produces on the one who looks at it attentively. Don't you agree?
Definitely. What else could it be?
Would you like a coffee?
Coffee?
Tea, hot chocolate, perhaps a peachy margarita at Cafe Musée, you know, upstairs.
I don't think so.
Why? I thought the conversation was going well.
No, it was. Very well.
Well then,
I just can't.
are you seeing someone?
No, not that either.
My, you're a tease.
Please, don't say that.
I'm sorry. That was my last mean bone. I promise.
I have to go.
So soon?
Over there. That's my husband.
You said you live alone.
I do. Believe me, I live very alone. I'm sorry.
What's your name?
Kimberly.
Kimberly what?
Just Kimberly. That's all there is.
I'm Alex. Alex Stein. Nice to meet you, Kimberly.
End of play.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Could I please have Richard Warren, the playwright, come on the screen, and Frank Canavan, the director, and the actors, Michelle and David, come on back, and Darlene, and Arnie and Carol. Let's get everybody there, we can. Wow. Well, sometimes when things go wrong, they go really right, don't they? Michelle and David, you had quite an adventure getting to the performance tonight, and I hope you'll share that with us in a minute. But first, I'd like to go to Richard. And oh, Richard, that is one beautiful play.
Thank you.
Talk to us about it.
Well, it started a long time ago with a thought. My wife and I had attended a party, and we met this fun couple at the party, and that was nice. And then a few months later, Linda met the wife and told her how much we enjoyed them and stuff. And the wife said, "Well, my husband and I have separated. We're getting divorced." And Linda, my wife, said, "Oh, that's so sad. You'll be alone." And she said, "Well, I've been alone for 25 years, so what difference does it make?" And that just started me thinking about loneliness. And loneliness haunts us all. And we all know friends that have been lonely and perhaps have been lonely ourselves. But there are different types of loneliness. And I started to think about this woman who had lived with her husband for 25 years and was very alone. That's obviously Kimberly. And then the loneliness that Alex has, having lost a wife that he deeply loved and was devoted to. So you have these lonely people. And then I think lonely people, and perhaps all of us, are really looking to connect and reconnect. So that gave me the arc of the play, where these two people, very different types of loneliness, come together at this moment in time, and a moment that just can't be continued. So that's very bittersweet. I mean, it's wonderful they have the moment, but it's very bittersweet that it can't go on for reasons. So that's kind of how the play came to me. And the idea of loneliness still haunts me, especially with COVID around. And I have so many friends that are alone. You know, many of them are theater, and they've never been married or don't have relationships. And, you know, theater is just being devastated because they, can't act. And, and sadly, and I don't mean to laugh at that, but they can't even be waiters, because the restaurants are all closed. So they're out there with lots and lots of talent, lots and lots of skills, but they're kind of trapped in this horrible pandemic situation. So that's kind of what the play is and where it came from. And I also want to add that I had a meeting or a phone meeting with Frank, and he immediately got it. And we talked about how important pauses and pacing would be. And Frank was all over that. He just understood it completely. And then when he got to meet Michelle and David, they totally understood it. So we had kind of a pre-rehearsal meeting or a meeting during rehearsal, but I couldn't contribute a thing because their talents and their skills and their sensitivities were all there. So that was wonderful.
Oh, that's great. Well, you contributed a lot with the script, that's for sure. And we're glad that you did have a chance to talk with them. Frank, beautiful work. Talk about it.
I had a college professor one time give me some advice. He said, "The universe will provide," and I have to say my concern from the beginning was how we were going to do this by Zoom, and the chance that Michelle and David's technology broke down to the forces. The universe indeed provided tonight. So I'm so happy about it. The title really says it all. There's two people who together have a or desperately lonely meet by chance. Albeit very shortly, but they meet on a very human level and are able to connect on a very human level. And they're coming from their loneliness from two different directions and for different reasons. But the bottom line is that they are both so desperate for a human connection, and they meet it again. Very short, but it was very sweet. And again, I thank my actors, and I thank Richard for what he did. It was just, again, it made my job just kind of, I almost called it in. It was that easily done. Thank you so much.
You zoomed it in, Frank.
But again, the universe provided tonight. Thank you very much.
Well, so we've got our audience in suspense about what the universe did tonight, because I alluded to it and you did, and I would like to have Michelle and David tell the story, and then I'll want them to talk about the work on the play. But tell us what happened to you today.
I all of a sudden I didn't have any internet, and I unplugged everything and I replugged it and I unplugged it and I replugged it, and then finally I went to my neighbor and she said, "We don't have cable." So I drove to the nearest town. There's no cell reception where I live. So I drove to the nearest town that had cell reception, and then I called the Spectrum, and there was an outage. And then I drove to Woodstock thinking that, okay, I needed an internet because I had 4 meetings this afternoon that I had to cancel. And then I emailed David, because David lives in that area. There was like a 30-mile radius that had no internet or cable or phone. And so David got back to me, and then I thought to myself, what am I going to do? And so I contacted OpenEye friends, Ann and Seth Hurst, and said, can I come over and sit in your driveway and phone it in, sort of? And then David joined me in Fleischman's, and then Ann said, we're in Ann and Seth's porch and together, which was not the plan.
It wasn't planned, it wasn't rehearsed, and yes, she was talking about the Woodstock.
So it was quite a day.
And apparently Anne had a black sheet or something.
Yes, she did, right? And
we did a show last week? 2 weeks
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
So she had hers from the last show she did.
From part 1.
Right. Fantastic. Well, it was beautiful, and it was wonderful that you were together. And so maybe we thank our lucky stars that happened, although it had to be terribly stressful for you guys. But
I don't think we had time.
Take that away, and let's talk about the play and your work on it and your characters, and how did you discover the moments?
Do you want to go first?
I think we were talking about it last night, and I think we came to it from different directions. For me, this was the easiest thing. I think Richard's words were just right there for me. And I didn't have to reach too far. I really just, I guess I connected with this one, and Frank's guidance was just pushing us along. This one was easy. Sometimes you have to work so hard to get a character or the idea of what you're doing. This was just natural.
And I love the play. I love the fact that there are these 2 people who have needs and that they cannot be met by one another because of the circumstances. And I love the character. There's so much subtext, so much underneath the words, so much history that they have individually that they bring to this very sparse dialogue. And so finding all that rich life was part of the challenge. And so the play was all there, and Frank really was very helpful in helping uncover that, as well as when we spoke to Richard, that was really extraordinarily helpful as well. And working with David has been very.
We've had a nice little relationship going here.
So it's been it was a great match.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Darlene, you were a witness to a lot of the process. Any thoughts about that? You're muted.
I'm sorry. Besides the fact I think Richard wrote a beautiful play, and I know it was stressful for Michelle and David. What am I going to do? My internet is gone. But I have to tell you, the two of you being together added so much. And I guess that's what we're all missing about the theater, is we can't be together. I mean, we're here, but we're not really here. We're not together. But the two of them being together, it was ill-fated, but it was wonderful. I really, really enjoyed it. And Michelle and David just, they really brought out the emotions. And I really, really liked it. Thank you much.
Yeah, and special thanks to Ann and Seth for making their porch available and their internet. Carol and Arnie, some thoughts.
I thought it was a lovely play, and I think would play on the radio as well, even though it was nice to see it visually. This is one that you could listen to and really visualize these two people in the museum and having this conversation. There were two places that, 2 points I really liked especially. One was when she says, "I used to paint." And to me, it was as if she was going into a moment where she felt totally herself again, where she had once been, a really vibrant and happy young woman, and with a possible relationship. That was a wonderful moment that you played. And then I thought it worked really well for the audience to not know what was going to happen, which we like to have in plays. But when the moment came that she said, "That's my husband," and we in the audience realized, oh my goodness, this isn't going to develop into anything else. It was, that was a very poignant moment. And I think the actors play it well, but I do think this was one of those instances where the playwright, the director, and the actors were all in agreement, and it came together as one lovely piece.
Yeah. Hey, Arnie.
Yeah, well, so much is said and all true. I guess for me, the idea for the male character, for David to be already anticipating a wonderful coffee and, gee, this is going so well. And the falling down, the letdown that happens when we realize our expectations aren't being where we thought they were going. So it was a good play. I really liked it. Thank you.
It's wonderful. Okay, well, once again, Carol and Arnie have work to do, so we'll disappear, and thank you very much, and we'll see you later.
This is WIOX Community Radio, live and local in the Catskill Mountains at 91.3 FM and on MTC Cable Channel 20. Also at WIOXradio.org on the web and on any smart device. We are your hosts, Arnie and Carol Schwartz, with a 2-hour talk of the town and even the score. We're presenting Summer Shortcuts 10, 4 10-minute new plays from the Open Eye Theater in Margaretville, New York. Here's our stage manager, Darlene DeMau.
Thank you, Carol. Our next play this evening is called Sandwich Heroes, written by Alex Wilkie, directed by Amy Brockway. And the characters are Rudy, who's a customer, played by Ward Stevenson, Haley, the waitress, played by Angela Protricus, Michael Christo, played by Roy Moses, who is also a customer, and Anna, the co-owner of the diner, played by myself, Darlene DeMailey. The setting is a diner counter in a diner. At Rise, Haley is clearing the dishes from the counter. Rudy enters and sits.
Hey, Rudy.
Haley, how's it going?
Okay, how are you doing?
If my life was any better, I couldn't stand it. How's the specials? Anything good?
Oh, the tilapia piquant ain't bad.
The what?
Well, it comes with wine sauce.
Oh, well, let me see. Eh, what the hell?
What?
I mean, what the hell?
Well, tilapia is a kind of fish, if that's what you're asking.
No, not that. Where's Tony?
I don't know. He's out.
He can't just do this.
Do what?
Change the menu.
We always have fish on Fridays.
Does Anna know this?
Well, that we have fish?
No, this. It's an abomination.
I guess. Look, I'll come back, okay?
Anna! You see this?
What?
This! You see this?
Hey, what can I tell you? Our suppliers charge more, so we have to charge more.
What? No, not the prices. Look, right here. Tell me you don't see something wrong.
Oh, yeah. It's supposed to say gluten-free, not glutton-free. Although, if we didn't have gluttons in this town, we would have closed up long ago.
No, not that. Look at the sandwiches. Where's Mike's sandwich? The Michael Christo.
Huh?
It's got to be a mistake, right? I mean, it's got to be.
I don't know. Tony's always changing things around here. You want one? I'm sure Enrico still knows how to make it.
No, I don't want one. I'm just saying. Well, he's like an institution.
You make up your mind?
The guy jumps into Strawbridge Lake and saves like 6 people. A freaking hero, right?
Oh, yeah?
Geez. You weren't here then.
Why were 6 people in a lake?
They were in a car, crazy, probably drunk, teenagers. Ran right off the road into the lake. Mike sees them go in and doesn't hesitate. Jumps in, and it was cold that day. Thin layer of ice. The guy nearly died of hypothermia, but pulls out all 6.
Wow.
It was in all the papers, TV news. The governor gave him a medal. So, a couple days later, Tony says, I'm going to call my Monte Cristo sandwich a Michael Cristo in honor of Mike.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Well, it had all the usual stuff for a Monte Cristo, the ham and the cheese, but Enrico to put thin slices of pineapple inside before he'd fry it.
Pineapple?
Yeah. Mike likes pineapple.
I don't know.
Oh, well, anyway, it's like his signature sandwich. I mean, look at this. You still got that Tony Curtis? Really?
Uh-huh.
Shaved corned beef, piled high with sauerkraut, Swiss cheese, and a puckery house Thousand Island dressing. Puckery?
Uh-huh.
Does anybody even know who Tony Curtis was?
Yeah, he was that singer, I left my heart in
That's Tony Bennett. Hey, Haley.
Oh, you ready to order?
You know who Tony Curtis is?
Oh, is he that guy who always comes in here talking about the San Diego Cowboys? I'm just saying they call a free safety on that jump ball and they're going to strike out.
I don't even know how to answer that. No, he's an actor. Well, was an actor. He died like 10 years ago.
So?
So, why do we have a sandwich named after a dead actor, but not Mike? Mike's still with us, still a hero.
I don't know. Listen, I got a car in the shop, a kid with a fever, and a mortgage that just won't quit. Why should I worry about sandwich names? Just call me when you're ready.
I'm sorry about your kid.
Take my advice. Never open a diner.
Look, I wouldn't make a big deal about this sandwich. It's just that really.
What sandwich?
The Michael Christo.
Oh, yeah. Haley not bring it?
No, because it's not there. You took it off the menu.
Huh?
I don't know if you know, but Mike's been going through a lot lately. His mom died last year. Then his wife died this year.
That's tough.
Yeah, and then his dog died.
That's really tough.
Yeah. But in this place, at least, you know, he's somebody. He's honored at the Hamilton Diner. The Michael Christo sandwich. Hey, that's pretty cool. That's something. Well, of course it is. It's not like getting a gold medal, but like a bronze medal. It still means something. Like having your name on a church hall or the VFW.
The VFW has a name?
Sure.
What is it?
I don't know, some Polish guy. My point is, you take away this honor from Mike and it's going to be a real blow. What's he got left? It's like a demotion or something.
Hey, Haley, how many people order the Michael Christo?
The what?
The Michael Christo.
Oh, I don't know. Not many.
Oh, geez, there he is. Don't say anything.
Like, don't say hello?
No, about the sandwich. Don't say anything.
Hey, guys.
Hey, hello, how's it going?
Hey, Mike.
How's it
How's
going?
it going?
Thanks. Still a little chilly out there.
Nah, you're good.
I showered today. I know that.
Before you look, I need to tell you something. You know, we all appreciate you around here. You know, for instance, for saving those kids.
Oh, that.
And a lot of people still think, you know, the best of you.
Okay.
But Tony dropped your sandwich.
What?
You know, the Michael Christo. I mean, it's his diner, but he can't just do that. The Michael Christo is like an institution. People order it all the time.
Do they?
What? Yeah, sure.
You ever see me order it?
Well, not recently.
I used to like pineapple, but not anymore. Reacts with my medication.
Oh.
You ever order it?
Oh, it's got a lot of cheese in it.
Yeah, I know. You're looking out for me. And I really appreciate it, buddy. But it's okay. It's just a name.
But how many other people get a sandwich named after them?
You know, I saw one of those kids at Easter, one of the ones I pulled out of the lake. She's all grown up, had a little baby, maybe 6 months. You know what his name was?
You're kidding me. She named him Michael.
Nah, Cody. How about that for a name? But it was good to see her and her little Cody. Big brown eyes, cute kid. So what are you having?
Oh, the chicken parm looks good.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe save room for some pie.
Sounds good to me. Hey, Haley, we're ready now.
The end.
Oh, thank you, guys. I would like to have Alex Wilkie join us on the screen.
Here I am.
Okay, and then we have Roy here, and we have Ward, and we need Angie, and we need Darlene, and we've got Carol and Arnie. I would like to ask, how is everybody's screen okay, or is there something strange about anybody's screen?
I had something a little bit strange. When I tried to go back into video, it said the host would like you to go into video. And so I kept pressing it. And then finally at the end, I decided to push on where somebody was saying the host is asking you.
Yeah,
and I pressed that, and then I was able to go in.
How is your screen right now?
It looks okay to me.
Okay.
Yeah, looks good.
Okay. Very good. So, Alex.
Yeah.
Thank you for that play. And thank you, actors, for your performance. It's such fun to be in that diner, I think. Alex, tell us about the diner. How did that come about?
Well, I wanted to echo your sentiments too. I thought all the actors did a great job. So thank you, actors. And I don't know if anybody can see it in the radio portion of the show, but I appreciate that everybody has a diner backdrop, including Warren.
At the end to get the screen back to
Did a
normal.
pretty good job of making a diner backdrop there. The idea came from this simply because I was listening to the comedian Conan O'Brien talking to one of his sidekicks, and they happened to mention that there was a sandwich up in Cambridge, up in a diner in Cambridge that was named after him, the Conan O'Brien. And he thought that was pretty amusing. He'd never heard of it. And I kind of got me thinking about notoriety and how, there's 330 million Americans and we're not necessarily celebrities. If we're lucky, we might get a cafeteria named after us, or we might get some kind of bowling trophy or something. But I thought that was kind of interesting, the kind of odd notoriety of getting a sandwich named after you. And I thought about how somebody in a small town diner might get to be famous, and it just kind of went from there. And I like the idea that Ward's character, Rudy, is fascinated. It seems to be more fascinated by it than Mike, Roy's character. And it just kind of went from there.
And yeah, I mean, that's very creative of you to figure that, to do that and put those two together. And I'm glad you did. And I think that Ward and Roy really played that very well. And I thank you for that. So Ward, and you said, yeah. Well, tell me about Rudy. How did you develop this character?
Well, I started with my relationship with Mike, and I decided that, they've known each other since early grade school, and they've been best of buddies, and they kind of reflect each other a lot. And so I went from that to thinking, hey, maybe these guys are kind of interchangeable. And so what that would mean in the context of the play is that if it had been Rudy that rescued the 6 people, then Mike would have been coming in saying, hey, where's my Rudy sandwich? What are you doing here? And so that was what I latched on to.
Of course, we don't really know if Michael would really have done that, but that's what Rudy thinks, right?
That's the Rudy. Rudy is very closely invested in that act of heroism that Mike did those many years ago.
Right. Roy, thank you for finding the diner background for us. Roy gets all the credit as our set designer, and it's fun. I'm glad that he found.
It's a cute diner.
Yeah, it is. Roy, talk about Michael.
Well, I've been thinking a lot about him. I'm the kind of person personally who doesn't like people that toot their own horn, you know. And you think nowadays, with the situations that we have in our country, with the pandemic and the protesting and the looting and stuff like that, I just think that so many of our heroes are unsung heroes. Yeah. And you know, and I just think that that's the kind of person Mike was in this. He, you know, he's not going to say, well, I saved them, I did this and that. No, he's just going to, you know, he did the right thing. That's all. And so I think that's who Mike really is. Of course, I'm sure he did not mind having a sandwich named after him either. You know, but, you know, that's a pretty good payment, you know, really, for that deed that he performed, you know. But anyway, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, well, and actually that was a pretty big deed that you did to pull that many people out of the water. That's
but I didn't put a bumper
no little thing.
Bar saying that I saved people or anything like that.
Oh, Angie, I want you to be my waitress next time I go to the diner.
Oh no, she's mine.
Haley is everyone's waitress. Well, and I think it's fun probably for the people of the town to have Haley there, who we decided that she would be new to town. Mm-hmm. And that so they can explain these things, these stories that they like to tell. And, you know, this one of Mike is not the only story she's heard. I'm sure the guys come into the diner every morning for coffee and they've told all the stories, and it's wonderful to have a willing listener who hasn't heard them before. But, maybe, you know, sorry?
Or maybe she has. Maybe she heard them yesterday, but.
Maybe. But, you know, she loves her job, but she's also got life stuff to deal with, and she can abide these guys for a while, mm-hmm. but after a while, I got to do my job. So I'll come back and talk to you. Kind of her theme.
Yeah.
The story got out, and so the audience hears the story along with Haley, you know.
That's great, and it was a joy to watch and listen to her. Now Anna is kind of a different sort, and she seems to have a sharp pencil there and doing some important work. Tell me about Anna, and what do you know her?
Well, Anna owns the diner. And she also works very hard in the diner, and she's concerned about which way business is headed. And the last thing on her mind is a particular sandwich that somebody's named after. You know, like, to her, that's just not a big deal. What's important is adding up her receipts and finding out where they stand. And that's why she sits down and tells them, don't ever own a diner, because it's a lot of work and a lot of stress. And she's more concerned with how business is doing than the discontinuation of a sandwich named after someone. It was a lot of fun, though, to play in this particular play. really.
You're all
Thank you,
business.
Alex.
You did a
Thank
good
you, everybody.
job. Yeah.
And I think all the actors did such a great job playing the different parts. And I come from a small town. I mean, I live in a really small town now, but I come from a small town where everybody met first thing in the morning. All the men met at the luncheonette for their coffee and their roll. And so I could relate to this play very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, and Arnie and Carol, what thoughts have you?
Oh, I thought they did a great. I thought they did a great job, and one of the things I like about the writing is that it would be easy to make fun of Rudy, as this character who just has to have a special treatment and so forth. Make fun of him, but the playwright treats him with a lot of compassion, and we identify with him and we like him, and so and we like Mike too. But when Mike comes in and he's not upset, we don't really see the pain that Rudy's feeling. I think it's there, and I think that Ward did a good job of showing the difference, the change. He was kind of muted down, but I especially I just liked the relationship that the playwright created between among all the characters. I did like the set too, that unified, even though we were missing one character for a while, but it unified the piece on the Zoom, and I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I agree with what we've been saying. One of the things that I feel again with Rudy is, how did he feel after this? Does he see his friend, they leave the diner and they've had their pie and it's like, gee, maybe I've kept this guy on my shoulders a bit too long. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, I wonder, almost the same thing. I do think I think Michael has helped Rudy get through this heartbreak, and I think they're going to continue to be really, really good friends. Somehow I get that feeling. I don't know. Am I right, Alex? Do you
I think Alex should write a sequel.
Tomorrow morning at the diner.
Yeah. Well, it would be. I never thought about that, but it would be interesting to see how they are like a year from now or something.
Yeah, come back next year with a play for a continue.
Okay. I'll do that.
By then, Angie is going to be a real local, and she'll have a whole different attitude.
Right.
Not that story again.
Well, I trust everyone is enjoying this presentation. And
Yes.
You are listening to WIOX Community Radio at 91.3 FM in the Catskills and from the Catskills at WIOXradio.org. Also on MTC Cable Channel 20.
Thank you, Arnie. Our last play this evening is Onward We Row, directed by Michelle Macau and written by Nicolette Vete. The characters are Hal, played by Eduardo McCormick, Evelyn, his daughter, played by Carmen Naomi, and a neighborhood boy named well, I don't want to tell you his name, it would spoil it, but a neighborhood boy played by Pascal Archimedes. The setting is outside in front of Hal's house. Hal sits in a lawn chair in his front yard. Next to him is an erected ladder and a bunch of painting supplies. Hal just sits, noticing the world around him. Eventually realizes that his arms and torso are tied to the chair with bright pink ribbons. He's curious about his situation, tries to raise his arms and wriggle free, but no luck. He then realizes his legs are not tied down. He lifts them and finds great joy that his legs are free. When he stands up, the chair is attached to his body and jingle bells ring. Hal spins in circles trying to find the source of the bells, which are tied to the back of his chair. Evelyn rushes out of the house carrying a cup of coffee and a sippy cup filled with juice. She wears paint-splattered clothes.
Puppy, what are you doing?
Where the hell are those bells coming from?
Where are you going?
How can I know where I'm going if I don't know where I am?
We're at the house.
Whose house?
Your house.
My house? What the hell were you doing inside my house?
Just getting a cup of coffee.
You're stealing my coffee. Who the hell are you?
I'm your daughter, Evelyn. And before you say anything, yes, you have a daughter. You have 4 daughters. Me, Marigol, Sky, Carolina.
What kind of stupid ass names are Marigold and Sky?
You were in your hippie years, remember? Stoned all the time, living in a van with mommy, traveling across the country, busking.
Living on nickels and dimes?
Bathing in rivers.
With mommy. Those were the good old days.
There you are.
Oh. Hi, Evan.
Hi, Bobby.
Oh no, did I go away again?
Just for a minute.
Again?
Doesn't matter.
How many times today?
It doesn't matter. Puppy, we're gonna get through this. Just sit still. I've got to finish painting the house.
Why are you painting the house?
We talked about this. Remember? We're gonna sell your house and you're gonna come live with me. You still good with that?
I'm not good with you being up on the ladder. Hire a painter.
We can't afford a painter. I got this. Just do me a favor and don't try to sneak off or anything.
She goes back to painting.
Hey, Evie, tie up my legs too.
No, puppy, that's too much.
Like this isn't bad enough already. Just do it. Tie me up. I don't want to wander out into the street and get hit by a Mack truck.
You live in a cul-de-sac.
I do? Well, crazier things have happened.
Well, someone would call that parental abuse.
Just do it. You got any more ribbon? I like the pink. I think it brings out the color in my eyes, don't you think?
God. I hate this so much.
It's okay, Evie. It's okay. It's just my mind. I'm one of the lucky ones. Nothing hurts. No cancer. No hospitals. I'm good.
I'm still not tying up your legs. So leave it alone. Do you want some juice?
Yes, I'm starving.
Oh, well, we just had lunch. Do you mean you're thirsty? If you're still hungry, I can make you a sandwich. Puppy?
Hal has drifted away again into his fog and stares off into the distance. Evelyn puts the sippy cup down by his chair and takes a sip of coffee. She soaks the roller brush in paint and climbs up the ladder when the boy enters with a box of chocolate candy bars.
Hi, excuse me.
would you like to buy some candy?
No, thanks. Sorry.
We can really use the help or raising money for our Glee Club so we can get new costumes. Penis.
Puppy.
What did you say?
I'm so sorry.
Penis.
He just yells things, you know. I'm so sorry. Here, Puppy, have some juice.
While
Evelyn gets the juice, Hal makes a gesture. Evelyn sees this and covers the gesture, then holds up the cup for Hal to drink.
I'm so sorry. My father has dementia.
Is he trying to call me a
God, don't say it. Don't ever, please don't ever say it. He gets his words mixed up. That's our saving grace. Because we can't have him yelling that word day and night.
Oh.
Get it?
Yeah, I get it. My grandmother has dementia too. She thinks I'm her husband sometimes and crawls into my bed. But my grandmother's old, like really old. How old's your dad? He looks young.
He's 68. Too young.
When did he start showing symptoms?
When he was 52. About your grandmother.
It's been real slow for her. I can't remember her ever being totally there. People with dementia are funny.
It's not funny.
The disease isn't funny, but what they do is funny. What we all do is funny.
Look, I've got to get back to work. Okay?
Yeah. Like it appears that you've tied your dad to a lawn chair.
I'm a shitty daughter, okay? But he wanders off and I just needed a minute, you know? I just needed to go to the bathroom and get a cup of coffee.
You tied your dad to a lawn chair. That's funny. I'm so totally gonna tell my mom.
No, please don't tell your mom.
I can't wait to tie my grandmother down.
Oh my God, you can't.
She wanders around the house at 3 a.m. We can just tie her to the bed.
You know, ethically, that's questionable.
Whatever helps you get through the day, right?
Henry? Henry? Evie, look! It's Henry!
No, Puppy, it's not Henry.
Where have you been? Oh, I haven't seen you in years. Come give your puppy a hug.
It's not Henry, Puppy. It's a kid from the neighborhood. I'm sorry, what's your name?
Henry?
Seriously?
Seriously.
Henry, please come here.
Your name is Henry.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to see you. Come give me a hug.
Okay, Puppy, can you try to relax? Just take a deep breath.
I want my Henry.
Okay, so Henry, I can't believe I'm about to ask you this, but would you give my father a hug?
Yeah. Sure, I guess.
Really? Okay, thank you. He'll squeeze really tight, but then he'll forget who you are and let go. And he has a little body odor. I'm sorry.
Will you buy some candy?
Henry, please come give me a hug.
Seriously?
It's our annual fundraiser.
So you're taking advantage of a...
When an opportunity presents itself.
How much are they?
$5, 8 for 2.
For a candy bar?
Mm-hmm.
Evie, what's wrong with Henry?
Do you take credit cards?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Fine, just give the man a hug already.
Hi, Papi.
The boy leans over to hug Hal. Hal's arms are still tied down. He uses his legs and kicks the boy in the buttocks.
What kind of penis did you become singing in a glee club?
Oh my God!
Hey, watch it, old man.
What happened to your wrestling? You had a scholarship. Jesus, Henry.
Puppy, stop. This is a Henry, but he's not our Henry. I know it's confusing. Our Henry is older. Our Henry isn't here.
Where's my Henry?
Okay, you want some juice? It's orange and apple mixed together the way you like it.
She holds the sippy cup up for Hal, and he takes a long drink.
A sippy cup?
Yeah, sippy cup. You got a problem with that? Do you know how many shirts I have to wash every day?
Grandma is so getting a sippy cup. You're freaking genius.
Hal enjoys his juice.
So, where is your Henry?
Henry's in Afghanistan.
Hey, puppy, look at the pretty bird. Do you see it? It's a bluebird over there on the tree. We can't talk about Henry. He gets too upset. Henry died in Afghanistan.
Henry died? When did Henry die?
We'll have some more juice, puppy.
No more juice. I hate juice. Where's my Henry?
Henry died in Afghanistan, puppy. What? But no. That was years ago.
No.
It's not happening right now. It was a long time ago. Remember?
My Henry?
It's not happening right now. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. You're okay, Bobby. It's the only song that helps me quiet down, but he's so upset. I don't know why. But please, you need to calm down. You need to calm down.
The boy sings a rap version of the same song.
Merrily, we rowed that boat down the river of this life. Raging rapids, royal and hiss, dragging us down into the abyss, breaking our hearts, tearing our souls, but onward we roll. Let me hear it. Onward we roll.
Onward we row.
Now you sing.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
Create a world where I can be, the me and only me to be. Hear my cry, hear my song, I see in you. All rights, no wrong. There ain't no confusing, there ain't no abusing. We're cruising into the swirl where you speak your mind. Create your world and you will find that merrily roll along. And life is fine. And life is fine. Now you.
Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Merrily, we rowed that boat down the river of this life. Raging rapids, royal and hiss, dragging us down into the abyss, breaking our hearts, tearing our souls, but onward we roll. Let me hear it. Onward we roll.
Onward we roll.
What the fork is that?
That's what we're doing in the Glee Club, old man.
Well, it sucks.
That was awesome.
Got your attention, didn't it? In your face, old man.
Oh.
Al jumps up and chases after the boy. The chair is still attached to his body.
Don't you get cracking wise with me, you hooligan.
Hooligan?
You got bells on his chair?
It's a poor man's alarm system.
Well, man, you can write a book.
Hal stops mid-run. He is clear again, sees Evie laughing.
God, I love your laugh, Evie. Did I go away again?
Just for a minute.
Who's he? Is he one of mine?
No, I'm just selling candy. You look like you're in a bit of a pickle.
No, not at all. It was my idea. I don't want to wander off into the street and get hit by a Mack truck.
You live in a cul-de-sac.
You?
I owe you money for the chocolate, for the candy.
Oh,
Okay.
no worries. It's cool.
You're selling candy?
Yeah, well, we're raising money for our Glee Club for new costumes. Want to buy some candy, old man?
Penis. Only penises sing in Glee clubs. What? What are you laughing at? Penis.
Lights fade to black. The end.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Nicolette, can you join us on the screen?
Yes, hello.
Hi, there you are. And we need the actors back, Eduardo and Pascal
Yeah, I know. I'm just moving.
and yeah, and Michelle for the director, and Darlene and Carmen. Oh, that is such a packed and powerful play, Nicolette, and I'm so glad that you submitted it to us and that we had the opportunity to work on it. Can you tell us a little background about the play?
Yes, thank you. I'm so honored that you guys are producing it. So thank you. And thanks to the amazing cast and director. I wrote this play about 3 years ago. I was writing to qualify for a 24-hour playwriting competition with the San Diego Fringe Festival. So we had 24 hours to write a play. And we got 2 props. We got that had to show up in the play. One was the coffee cup and the other was the ladder. And then I was given 3 characters: the older man, the woman in her 30s and 40s, and the boy who was 16. And I was also told that the boy and the woman could sing. So I knew I wanted to have some kind of music in there. So when I sat down to write it, it was during a time of my life where a dear friend of mine was dying of dementia. He was at the last stage of his life, and it was weighing really heavy on my heart. So when this piece came out as a comedy, it really surprised me. It gave me an opportunity to look at the disease from a different perspective, and the boy comes in and just has a completely different perspective on the disease, and he helps Evelyn laugh again. And I guess when I was going through this, it was very challenging for me, and writing the play gave me a chance to laugh as well. Yeah.
And then you shared it with us, and that's really super. Michelle, you were able to get the whole range of emotion, I think, in the performances. Can you talk about that?
You're muted, Michelle. Michelle, you're muted.
I got it. Thank you.
Okay.
So when I first read this play, I really loved it. And one of the things that I loved about it was that it was very universal. This could be any family. This could be any family from any ethnicity, any culture. And I'm Cuban, and I thought of Carmen, who we met in acting class. We have the same acting teacher and did scenes together, and I wanted her to play Evelyn. And then I thought, well, we should have a Hispanic cast. And looking for actors, I'm trying to be very, when I get an intuition about something, in the past, I've sometimes ignored it. And I'm trying in this time of my life to really listen. And Eduardo, who I went to college with many decades ago in the 70s at Rutgers, popped into my mind. We did a play together then. And there's a Facebook page of Rutgers Theater, and I just sent him a Facebook message. And Eduardo is in Puerto Rico. I mean, that's where he lives. And then luckily, Pascal was in Summer Shortcuts Part 1, and that's where I met him. So I was able to, I wanted to really show the universality of this piece, that any family struggles with this situation. And we discussed this thing about the 10-minute play where it's a world that happens in 10 minutes, and there's a beginning, middle, and an end, and there's a progression. And in this one, there's a really significant progression. We see them in the middle of Hal and Evelyn in the middle of this this new challenge that he's going to go live with her. And in walks this young person who brings this light and laughter and love. He loves his grandmother, and all he wants to do is help her. But he's seeing things from the glass is half full for all three people. I think they're all in that, and he supports her, as Nicolette said. So I was just really fortunate to read this play and to get a chance to direct it, and then to work with this wonderful cast.
Yes, and before we go to Carmen, which we're going to do, and to Eduardo, I just want to mention that this is the Zoom magic, because Eduardo, as Michelle said, is in Puerto Rico, and Nicolette is in Seattle. And are you in Manhattan right now, Pascal?
I'm Brooklyn.
Oh, excuse me, Brooklyn. And Carmen's where?
I'm in Connecticut.
In Connecticut. So look at this. I mean, we had a play earlier tonight where everybody ended up in Fleischmann's somehow. But this one, and Michelle is in Fleischmann's right now. But these people that we see right now together working on this beautiful play are all over the United States and in Puerto Rico. And it's wonderful. It makes me, I'm very excited about that part of this. Let's go to Carmen. What a challenging role you have here.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's still more to discover about her because of it's really good writing. I really love the play, and I think that it's really meaty, and the characters are there's a lot going on with these characters, and it's full, and it's in the writing. I don't have to invent it. I keep seeing more. As the longer I was with the script, I kept seeing more, and I did find it a challenge to how do you still, there's the love that's overriding the relationship between the Evelyn and Papi, and but then underneath there is the still waters run deep. There's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of she's being pulled in a lot of different directions, almost simultaneously. You know what I mean? Like in life, like it's you can be crying but laughing at the same time, but then going back to tears. And so I found it challenging, but very welcoming. I certainly welcomed it, and I don't know what else to say.
That's good, and we.
I love her.
I think we feel that in that character, the pull, and Hal. That's another challenge, a different one.
Yeah, when I well, first hearing from Michelle, like you said, after so much time, blew my mind. But then, she gave me the gist of the play and the whole setup here, and that was intriguing. But when I read the script, I was hooked. I just, loved the character, so much that's going on inside him, all the layers, like Carmen just mentioned. There's all these different things that are, all these elements of his relationship with his daughter and everything else that are just, in parallel happening. I just found it fascinating. When an actor develops a character, you try to have what I call connecting the dots emotionally, to have a natural flow from one part of the scene to another. Just it feels needs to feel like it's coming from somewhere that makes sense for the character. But then I thought, how do you do this for someone in this condition that just slips in and out of reality, and where memories just come out of nowhere, or he totally forgets? And that is, you know, something deep and complex about this condition that so many people suffer from, either themselves or in some relative. For example, one of the things that hit me is the fact that Hal doesn't get to stop grieving for his son. You know, all of us, when we lose a loved one, after some time, you know, the pain is there, you still remember them and it hurts, but, you know, the wound has healed. Not for him. You know, the loss of his son all of a sudden hits him just because, you know, he saw this kid from the neighborhood, and all of a sudden he's reliving, you know, Henry having died and everything that, you know, was involved around that, and maybe his frustration about his argument with Henry about having given up wrestling and all these things. You know, his relationship with Carmen, with his daughter Evelyn, when he's in his normal stage, he's very aware of the burden that his condition puts on her. He loves her dearly. He's aware of the fact that she's taking care of him. But other times, you know, he doesn't recognize her. He forgets that he has 3 other sisters. Who knows where they are? And so just putting it all together was a challenge that I really enjoyed having the opportunity to tackle. You know, and with this wonderful cast, you know, Henry, I can see, you know, Henry, the neighborhood kid Henry, really triggering this guy, because part of what his condition is bringing on is losing filters, and his prejudices and stereotypes and all of these things also come to his mind. And, you know, so it's again, just being able to draw from these 2 actors in the scene just made it all come together, you know, in terms of internally, I think. So very much enjoyed having the opportunity.
Very exciting. So Pascal, yeah, here you are, the kid selling candy bars, and you make such a difference to the story. Talk about that.
Man, I was just grateful with the direction given by Michelle, Nicolette, and working with Carmen and Eduardo on this. I was able to bring the glob of happiness, the glob of optimism to this family that was struggling to deal with dementia, and helping Carmen's character see the joy of taking care of a parent that's still around and still is able to come back into consciousness. I think that is a wonderful opportunity to play this kid who's just always sees the glass half full, and and the performative rap to make things better. I think that was a cherry on top for me. That was a great time playing Henry.
Oh, thank you all. And I'm going to go very quickly to Darlene. Anything you'd like to add to this?
Just that I found the play very moving, and yes, a lot of people in one way or another have had to deal with dementia, whether it's a friend, a family member, or whatever. And the characters played their parts so beautifully. And of course, Michelle is the one that prompts them and gets them playing their parts. But you could really feel the emotion, like in Carmen. I can't remember your character, but in Carmen. And Hal, I think I've never seen Hal before. And I thought he played his part so well. And Pascal, I've had the opportunity now to see him a couple of times. And I still like Carmen as a gypsy. Carmen played a gypsy in one of our shortcuts, I think 2 years ago or last year, I don't remember, but she definitely has a knack for the theater.
She's a multi-talented person, and I need to go to
that character. There was a lot of joy in that character, so it was who wouldn't love that gypsy?
Right. I want to see what Carol and Arnie have to say before we invite everybody back on the screen. So Carol and Arnie, talk to me about your experience of this play.
There was so much going on in this play. And after hearing from the actors, director, and writer, I think you can appreciate just how rich this script is. There's some moments, though, that I'd like to mention that I thought really helped me tune into the play. And one was where Hal says, "I like the way you laugh." And it seems like that laugh, that Henry brought was able to bring him back into now for a joyous moment. And so that was a beautiful moment you played. And I like the fact that you had the line, the cul-de-sac line. And when we first heard her talk about being on a cul-de-sac, it was like, yeah, you're on a cul-de-sac, yeah, so just get with it. And yet when Henry mentioned the cul-de-sac, she just burst into laughter. And so you could see exactly with the lines, thank you, the playwright, a reflection of just how on one line you had such an enormous change in the characters. The synchronicity of the situation was also well appreciated. And I want to thank OpenEye for taking advantage of the COVID-19 time to make this very diverse piece come to life for us. And I appreciate, Michelle, you doing that, because right now in the country, the theater is trying and striving to become more and more diverse. So we're happy to be a part of that.
I can only just say that I was once Henry and sat there with my cousin trying to help her deal with her mother. So it's very real and impactful. So thank you.
So, and I would like to have everybody in the whole program and come back on the screen, if you would. And we don't have a lot of time for further comments. If anybody has something really special they'd like to say, just kind of raise your hand and we'll
Can we applaud everybody?
Would like everybody. Oh, definitely.
We missed that.
But we have, while you're doing that, I want to thank our playwrights and our directors and our actors for this performance of Summer Shortcuts Part 2. And though we all would love to be on the stage in our little theater in Margaretville, we're grateful for the opportunity to work together on Zoom. And I want to thank Joe Piazzik and WIOX for this creative collaboration, and our hosts, Arnie and Carol Schwartz, for their invitation to appear on Talk of the Town, and even the score, and our technical consultant, Carl Bloat, who will prepare the recording of tonight's show for viewing online in a few days. And very quickly, on Tuesday, October 20th, the OpenEye Theater will be back on WIOX with a new one-act play by Anne Barone called A Wing and a Prayer. And this beautifully written script tells the story of a family who finds itself suddenly struggling with multiple effects of addiction. You don't want to miss this play and the discussion with guest panelists immediately following it. And thank you to our audience, whether you're listening on WIOX radio at 91.3 FM, streaming on WIOXradio.org, or watching on MTC Channel 20. Until next time, please be safe, please wear your masks, and please plan to vote. We are all in this together.
Bravo. Brava.
This is Carol Schwartz.
And Arnie Schwartz, and we've enjoyed bringing you 4 plays from the 10th season of Summer Shortcuts by the OpenEye Theater, live on WIOX Community Radio and MTC Channel